Reflection. I am an archaeologist, like my father, who was a mysterious man. He had disappeared when I was a child on one of his missions. I've been digging, alone, for months now. Initially, I would record the day and date of my quest, but as I kept digging deeper into the soil, away from the surface of the ground, my surroundings kept growing darker until I couldn't figure the difference between day and night. Within the first month, I must have dug around 300 meters below the ground. At that point in time, I could still see the sunlight, my only source of light. But now it was gone. I no longer have any form of natural light as I am engulfed in darkness. As I dug deeper into the earth, the soil became increasingly moist and the worms inhabiting the soil grew in size directly proportional to the depth I dug at. Being vermophobic, I was petrified. Slowly I got accustomed to their presence. The worms, in fact, proved to be a good substitute for nourishment once my supplies were deleted. There is no limit to man's will to survive. What keeps me going is the inextinguishable thirst for discovery. I am on a quest, a search for the sea below the ground, the eighth sea still undiscovered. I do not know when I will find it or whether I will find it at all, but I have dedicated my life to it, so I will keep going. About a year ago, I had found one of my father's research theories, in which he proclaimed that there was a sea below the very many layers of earth, only that its water was the purest one could find. Now, on this mission, all my energy is focused on finding that sea. I dig into the dark ground, which seems like endless darkness, pulling me in further with no means of escape. All I can do is dig till I eventually reach the sea. I believe it exists, and the soil around me reaffirms the fact with its wetness and moisture content. Change. I can tell that I have shifted to another layer of the soil, as the number of worms has decreased drastically. Now I literally survive on mud, which satiates my hunger and thirst simultaneously. The texture of the soil has changed as it has become grainier and the particle size has increased. The number of stones that I come across has also increased. I use my torch only to record progress in my journal. Doorway. I can hear the sounds of flowing water. Judging by the sound of it, I estimate that it is only a foot away. The sea that my father talked about in his thesis does exist, and I have found it. I can finally rest. I must sleep for a few hours before I can resume my quest.